All right, this is George Brads. Is doing this study for rocks and lava, and he's doing a Lavasaurus. So the first thing that I would say, Brad, right off the bat is I know that this is a study more on the materials than on the the lava itself, but the one thing I would say right off the bat is get the anatomy down, and it's simple things because you have to realize that most of your animals have, defined tendons and stuff like that. So, I mean, um, the rib cage, actually, red is probably the wrong color to use. So, like the rib cage, go a little bit bigger here. Comes in like so, and you want to have that in there. Um, and like human anatomy, you'll have pectorials, you'll have, define those a little bit more, and you'll get, I think, a better just overall design. Um, so pay attention to those types of things, and just look at regular anatomy for that. So that's something I would tell you to work on right off the bat. Um, the next thing I would say is kind of watch your patterning. Um, Everything's very same size, and it's very equidistant apart. You can see, like this group here or this group here. That's something you really want to pay attention to. And I would say right off the bat, what I would do is um, when you look at like lava, there's a couple different things to kind of look at with this. Um, First, you have the internal aspect of lava, where it's the bright oranges, which um, you've got going on right here and here, right? But that's the brightest orange that you've got. The second part is you have the rock, which is, as you can see up here. And then you have that kind of in between area where um, you're getting the rock, and it's starting to turn into, or the lava is starting to turn into a solid form, and that's when you get these colors here. Now, if you're doing a study, what I would say is you've got a decent amount of colors, but what you want to do is you want to really kind of work that aspect that the outer area is more um, lava, or the outer area is more rock than lava. So here, what I would say is, let's just start with a brush. So here on the bottom, um, what I would do is I would just add more darks. I'm just going to really block this in like so. Get those darks in there. And it's the reds that should be starting to pop out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab some of the darks and give that to your as your form. All right, and then so once you start kind of putting in this, and I'm just going to really quickly do a real quick paint in here on just one leg. So once you start getting this in here, this is your rock, this is your form. And then what you want to do is you want to start with kind of these orangish colors, and what I would do is do much more tendrils. I think that's going to kind of really push this, the feeling that you're going for. And then inside the tendrils, you want to have them light. So, and this is just my take on it, so it's one of those things. Um, to get more texture in there, I would say, you want to get more darks in there, and then when it comes here, you can build up the texture patterns of your rock here. and just kind of building out those rocks. And I think that's a better kind of idea. And then go with the idea that they're still liquid. So you've got, you know, maybe some lava kind of starting to drain down here. And then the red area, the red is generally that mix between warm and cool, and that's where you want to blend that in with your blacks. And that's kind of how I would tell you to go with it. I think that's a better representation of the lava. You've got the right colors down. I think you've got a good idea there. But the problem you have is that you're using the rock facing to really paint up the aspect of how this is. And so what I would do is just start building in, you know, where the rock is starting to kind of form. And I think that's just a better kind of way to do it. The other thing is, just on a creature standpoint, it's way too bright. The whole thing is very bright. However, if you kind of start painting this down and, you know, putting your dark rocks in here, then what you can do is you can grab your really brights, so like here, and kind of make it look like it's glowing from the eyes, make it look like it's glowing from the aspect of the mouth and stuff like that. So, and we can probably put this onto a screen or an overlay. We'll do screen. So I would say, you know, that's really more of what you want to kind of really push, is just that glowing look. Whereas, and that'll give you, you know, the feature that it's actually, you know, the internal is more lava, whereas the external is more rock. And again, what I said with the rocks, you know, if you get them, and I just did it too. I see my own mistake, because looking at this, you know, I probably should go in here and you know, I can probably paint two of these together, and that gets rid of that triangle, that evenness of the rock and that aspect. So, and then I would put more tendrils, you know, in areas where things are going to bend a little bit more, that type of thing. So that's just my take on how to kind of push it to the next level. All right, hope to like